Hello, and welcome back. Today we are bringing you Irresistible, the Tier 10 Commonwealth Research Bureau battleship for 62,000 research points, which is a pretty good amount. For the economic package, without my personal merits, 50%, 105%, 115, and then 150 with a clan. If you don't have a clan, then you only get 100%. Not running any signals. Upgrade-wise, we are running main armaments 1, engine room, aiming systems, steering gears, concealment, and main battery. Consumables, it gets without superintendent or emergency repair expert in this case, 4 charges of heal, 3 charges of crawling smoke. Yes, it does get crawling smoke. Modules, it gets a 10.5 with it fully built into it for what I have right now. 10.5 seconds for reload. A 20.4 kilometer range, and a 76,800 HP with a speed of 31.5, sorry. Armor layout, 32 millimeter bow, Citadel armor, 381, 32 millimeter plating on the side, and then a 32 millimeter back aft. Now you would think, why would I take engine room protection if it has 32 millimeter protection? Well, there were some matches that I did play where I realized that my engine room and everything would be getting knocked out very easily. And like all Royal Navy ships, in a sense, it does have this flat ass right here. So let's turn that off for you. It gets the classical flat ass, which basically means shells will go straight into it. And guess where those shells are going? They are going into your engine room. So not the greatest. I would like to highlight some things on the guns. The guns are where this whole thing is at. It has 16 234 millimeter guns, which are basically Goliath guns on a battleship. They get a 30-second 180, so that's pretty significant being 30 seconds. Switch time, not that bad at 6.3 seconds. Dispersion, max dispersion, not that much. Again, armor for this ship, I'll be honest, unless you're a seriously close range, you're not really using armor piercing, which is 5,750 for the main maximum damage. For the most part, you're just shooting high explosive, which has a 39 millimeter armor penetration, which crosses the 32 millimeter plating. So the vast majority of ships you're facing in operations with the ship will get crossed by that threshold, and that's great. That means you're an HE spamming killer. AA's average, nothing really to write home about. Airstrike, since there's no subs yet in ops, we don't have to worry about that. Again, maneuverability was 31.5. Turning circle, 860. Rudder shift is at 13.4. And remember, that is with steering gears on. So you take steering gears off, that's only going to go up higher. So, and you do realize that it does have a ton of superstructure, so you will get set on fire. So there's that. So you take damage control versus steering gears. That's a tough one. Concealment, since I'm not a fully built captain yet, is 13.4. Now, for what I have right now, this is my build right now. A gun feeder, grease the gears, adrenaline rush. Now, of course, if I had 21 points, I would go emergency repair expert, basic survivability, emergency repair specialist. That gets us up to 14 points. After that, I would probably go with Furious. And then for the last 3 points, probably honestly, Improved Repair Party, which gives us 21 points right there. Now you see it does highlight Concealment. You could go Concealment, absolutely, and do that. And that would get you down to a 12.1 detection. It really depends. Do you want to go for more DPM based? Because I really think in terms of that, because you're going to be sitting on getting set on fire a lot anyway. Why don't you maximize that with your decent reload already and just start pumping out shells even more? Now, I mean, you could absolutely do balls handed easily and absolutely do a secondary build, full Daka build, kind of like that. And that is absolutely, possible. Would I recommend it? Probably not. But I mean, if I was Roll Katsuki, Forgotten Void, and I had the captain, I had the ability to, I would probably try it just to give it a shot. So you do have options with this ship. But my overall impressions after playing it for having 41,000 ship XP on it, I really do like this ship. I think it's a very nice ship for what you're getting. So I do recommend this ship. If you don't have the ability to get Yukong, this is a valid alternative for operations. And all honestly, I would take this ship over the Yukong just because it's so versatile. But Yukong has to be held because one, it's significant to the community, and two, it is less resource intensive to get. Less resource intensive to get than Irresistible. Sorry. But let's get into the gameplay and we'll show you how Irresistible works. Hello. Welcome back. We have the Tier 10 Commonwealth battleship Irresistible with Colombo, Missouri, Monmouth, Riga, Harbin, and the ZF-6. Now, Irresistible. This ship definitely, I was skeptical of. I was really, skeptical of this ship. I didn't really think it was a good ship.
Attention engineer, restore the carrier to operational condition. Attention arsenal and aviator, deliver ammunition and resupply the left aircrew. Over.
Now, what I mean by a good ship, I'm like, a Tier 10 battleship with 234mm guns, so Goliath guns on a battleship. Goliath guns are great, but I was just skeptical. It's like, I don't know if those things will have the penetration. I don't know.
All stations, quick defeat of enemy forces is key to success.
I was just really skeptical.
Enemy force detected.
Although I would be honest with you, this ship for battleship hits or Illinois. Oh, Gibraltar, or not Gibraltar, but Illinois versus Irresistible for battleship main battery hits. Without a doubt, Irresistible. You got more guns, you've got more flexibility to fight. You're just better at everything than the Annapolis is, or not Annapolis, but the Illinois. Broadside salvo, not the best salvo in the world, but again, we're shooting armor piercing at a broadside Heisen. I don't really know where those torps were going. Now we do turn in because we're aware he's going to shoot us. We know that. Yep, there's a salvo. Turn in, and we're able to bounce the shells on our belt armor. which could have been really bad had we taken those. We do manage to pick up the kill, and we end up with 56K. Now, again, right there and then, you know, we know we're detected for 12 seconds. So I'm like, I shoot one salvo, and I'm like, yep, it still goes back to 20. So I'm like, nope, it's definitely up here.
Attention ship and squadron command.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Ship is on fire.
Now, this ship, as you can tell, has a shit ton of superstructure. There's a lot that can burn. We get a double fire, we DCP it. Now, in all honesty, I probably should use my crawling smoke. But I would only be undetectable for like another 0.8 because the Azuma would be within my detectability. We've got a permanent double fire. Yeah, and I accidentally fat finger my crawling smoke. It was really at this point that I was like, you know, I take it back on everything. I was like, oh yeah, I like this ship. AP still citadeling it at 15 kilometers. As Yoshino Torp's coming in, we do pick up the kill.
Cruiser foundered.
And then we have to worry about the Azuma that's coming out, so... Fortunately, we can't see it just yet. Now, right there's a nice 20... Yeah, for their secondaries, that was, what, 30K right there? Even at that angle, we're still able to get a Citadel. Switch back to AG. Fortunately, Harv is detected, so he's going to take all the fire, not us.
Smoke screen set. This is engineer. All stations. I have. Stay close. This is Raptor. Enemy aircraft carrier detected.
And we pick up the Clausewitz. 173K.
Teammate, I need your support.
And I'm like, I asked the Monmouth for help because I'm at like 70% for my AA. Like, you can see my big batteries are gone on one side. And yeah, I've lost a pretty good amount of AA just to the HE spam. And like a lot of my big guns are gone. So there is no way I'm taking a CV alone. First salvo, 8,000 right out of the barrel. He's going to turn, so that's an easy shot. And again, I only really want the Monmouth here because of the AA, because I need his AA support. $10,000 or 11,000 right out of the barrel with 13 shells. And we managed to pick up the kit up.
We've sunk an enemy
So we crossed
destroyer.
200,000 right there. Now that Columbo is a legendary Columbo also. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Southern CV evac. So I'm like, I'm turning away.
Raptor, Task Force Commander here. Transmitting rendezvous point.
CV gets spotted.
This is Raptor. Roger. Adjusting course.
Enemy battleship detected.
Ship is on fire.
Now you see we don't have the angle to really use the armor piercing, so that is unfortunate. We should pick up the CV here. Yep.
Smoke generator started. Enemy aircraft carrier sunk.
And I fat fingered my smoke again. And to be honest, T and Y on the keyboard are basically right next to each other.
Much obliged, Commander.
Solid armor piercing on the broadside Mogami. underlead that one, so I'm like, okay, aim a little bit better. We get a nice 26k right there. We should pick it up on this salvo.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Switch back to HE. I'm not even going to bother with that, so I'm going to switch my targets to the battleships. First set, we get a fire on Satsuma, so anything that'll go on him sticks for our team. We should get another fire on these guys. A double fire and UDCPs, which is unfortunate. We get a permanent fire on Satsuma. Trying to get another one on the Yamagi. No fires, unfortunately. Get another fire on Satsuma. Turn our guns because we know in like 3 seconds they are spawning.
Problem solved, sir.
And that's GG. So we managed to get $500,000 in credits, 2,000 in free XP, tactical assistant, C-star and assistant, 436K. Top of the team with 1995. Still made over a 400,000 profit. So honestly, get this ship for main battery hits. It is definitely worth it.